We're looking at changes in technology, and the law is always slow to catch up with changes in technology. Much of the revenue of Airbnb, contrary to what they're telling the public, is not nice people seeking to make ends meet by renting out a spare room. Much of their revenue comes from people who have 2, 5, 20, 80 apartments that are up for rent all the time, all year long. Those are illegal hotels, and you're not allowed to run an illegal hotel. We have some folks here from the hotel industry, huge contributors to our economy. The hospitality industry is one of our finest industries and contributes a lot to the economy. We're fighting for that, and what they are telling investors are things like, well, we've just passed Hyatt in the number of hotel rooms. We've just passed Hilton. They are selling to investors the idea that this is a hotel network. They are telling the public that it's not. Some people misunderstand the comments about Uber. My office is charged with looking at price gouging. If you're passing on increased costs, fine, that's not price gouging. If you're just taking advantage of an emergency situation, and this only applies in times of emergency, that's price gouging. It's defined in the statute. We are looking at whether or not in times of emergency there have been any violations by Uber, but we're by no means challenging their fundamental business model.
Is a rainstorm where a lot of people want to hail a cab a public emergency?
We're not going after the Uber business model. We're looking at a price gouging statute that I have to look at by law that only exists in cases like Superstorm Sandy. It's a very narrow focus. There are other very heavy regulated taxi and limousine industries in New York, and we want to just make sure that the newcomers aren't getting an unfair advantage in violation of the law. This is essentially a tax on the market. These guys add no value. They are not investors. They're speculators who are just engaged in this latency arbitrage. There are a lot of innovative proposals on the table for putting in what people call speed bumps, ways to ensure that they don't have an advantage, an unfair advantage over ordinary investors. We're also concerned that there may be some firms that are misrepresenting to their customers what they're doing. Whistleblowers are starting to come forward, and I think we're going to do substantial work in this area over the next year.